What's happening? It's a Tupi. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and obviously we need to look at the markets, guys. What's a Monday morning without us looking at the markets? Moreover, what's us entering the week without us preparing for the week ahead? We need to make sure that we do that. Obviously, those are things that you need to be doing as a trader. If you're not, then you are behind, or you are part of the 90% that are losing capital. And today is gonna change, because why? Today you join in the 10%, and you joining the 10%, you just have to commit to you being able to follow through ahead with your plans. That's what we're going to be doing, me helping you make sure that you follow through with those plans. So let us get started. What will be happening is that we are going to be looking at the markets. I've got your US 500, US 30, US 100, which is Nasdaq, and as well GBP JPY. I want us to take a look at that, and once we do take a look at that, I need you to be able to see how I see things, what I'm actually looking at, doing in terms of when the market does move in my direction, and as well what we can capitalize moving forward with these setups. Because why? We are technical traders, but it doesn't mean that when we are technical traders we only know where the market is gonna go or where it's not gonna go. We actually do focus as well. We are traders, which means that we do profit from these actual moves. And one thing that I like is that Q Banks, I watched a video from Q Banks on YouTube. He mentioned something very important that stuck out to me. He said that a trader actually is someone that catches moves, not someone that catches like a 1 minute move or 5 minute move that's just like one candlestick and then you out, or not someone that catches 5 pips or 6 pips or 7 pips. Yes, those are you actively scalping. I can do that. If I'm actively scalping, maybe I just want to catch, that's something that I can do. But for me to actually say that I'm a trader that's consistent and stuff, is because of I know how to catch moves. I know how to look at 100 pip move, catch it, manage it, and enjoy the ride. Those are things that you need to be doing. So what are you? Are you a trader, or are you just someone that looks to be in and out of the market? But let's get straight to it, guys. I did mention that we're going to be looking at US 30. I think that's the one thing that I'm going to be starting off with. And obviously, for people out there, for you to be able to execute trades, what is needed? Obviously, a broker, guys. I see most people still asking me questions of where can I get the right broker? What can I do? How much can I invest? Those are questions that you shouldn't be asking. Instead, you need to implement, take action, because I'm saying now that I've been trading actively with AAAFX for the past year, and I love how I trade with them. And you can easily just click the link, register. Don't just register, but instead verify. I showed you guys a video. I'll even link the link in description to verify your account, verify your documents, all those things, and as well be able to just fund. I as well showed you guys how I funded with them as well. So you've got literally all the steps to help you get started and literally execute your first trade. So make sure that you check out those videos. The links are in the description, and as well make sure that you do check them out as a broker. I recommend them. Link is also in the description, and let's get started, guys. So now looking at the markets, guys, let me start off first with the US 30. So during the week, a lot of things happened, but one thing that I like is that we managed to have secured. Guys, this week, I think, truly speaking, we never took a loss. Let me just come back and see. I just don't want to be saying something that, I'm not too sure about. Let me just come back into our private group and see, because I think that we didn't take a loss this week. And just by coming here, I can see that we've got members that are already showing profits, but I'm not here to see that. Because what happens is that all the trades that I took, yes, there's ones that actually maybe let me just take a look that I took, because remember, I share trades with Sbusiso can share a trade, Eva can share Tramaine, and all those in the premium private signal. So you can choose if you want to take my trades or Tramaine, or you can take all of them, which I highly recommend that you do if you're in the private group. But taking a look, this is the one, Sbusiso 3%. Here we closed maximum 4%. So we closed because of we didn't want to hold over the weekends. This, yes, we managed. This is the profit. This is the trade that I took, GBP JPY yesterday. See how massively it shot up. This is okay. Eva didn't activate it. This is how it was when we logged in profits. This is how it was when I just sent it as a signal. Eva sent this as a signal. This is the signal that AED someone shared, and this one here, look at this. This was beautiful, because why? I sent this as a signal when it was still here. I sent it as a signal. Where was the signal? Right here. I sent a signal when it was still right here, like this. And then I kept on updating my members, like, yo, when it's here, it's gonna be doing this. And then it went down, and I was like, okay, now it's in profits. Let's move stop loss. It went more down. I was like, let's move more stops. And then it went more down, and I was like, guys, lock maximum profit. So now we didn't lose. So eventually pressed done this. Look at this. It shot up massively, like it went all the way to the upside. Obviously speaking, guys, if it was maybe most people or whatever signal services you'd be with, you would have lost this trade. In fact, you would have blew your account. But guess what? We went home with profits because we locked in maximum profits. Our signals focuses more on managing the trade, not just being in and out of the trade. Remember, we're not trying to make a quick buck, but instead we are traders, so we catch those actual moves. But yeah, that's actually what happened. And I can see even years we see so reached 2.7%, the trade that he took, and yeah, here we hit overall TP, which is EVA, hit overall TP. But I'm trying to show you guys, I'm trying to look for where we actually did take a loss, a reduced risk closed out. Okay, you see here, they reduced risk. So Tramani actually took a trade, but you know, so he had a stop loss, but the more it went inside of profits, they actually moved their stop loss. So instead of losing, if you had a stop loss of 100, instead of losing 100, instead they actually lost only 225. So out of that 100, because why? They minimized the loss. So I'm sure you get in that. But you know, these are the trades, and yeah, this is the one that I actually was speaking about, and you know, because this is where the stop loss was initially, but they moved it now, and this is the trade going in profits. But I think this is the other one here going in profits. I think it's this one that I did see. But for the week, there haven't really been any downsides, like, you know, oh yeah, this one, pricing pause, yes, this is my negative trade. I love this. I was looking for a negative trade that I took. I was like, what? For the week, there's no negative trade, but here's one. I think this is the first one that I took. I think it was on Tuesday, maybe. I took a buy on US 500, and then it went, as soon as I entered, it just went boom against us. But yeah, that's actually one thing that I looked for. But besides that, for the week, I didn't take any other loss. I took that profit on GBP JPY, US 30, and all those profits that I actually did benefit from. Because remember, guys, most people would be like, I don't take the 99% win rate. That's not true. You can't really have that much win rate. You know, it doesn't really happen that way. And one thing that I like on top of that is that the fact that, like, you know, you are able to see that we do happen to take loss. I took one loss and I took those profits. But remember, GBP JPY, with just that profit of GBP, we made over 5%. How much is 5% when you look at it? One loss, 5% already with just one trade. That loss and the 5%, that means that I'm in profits of 4%. Now remember all those other percentages that other traders made. Tramain made like what, 4%, Spusiso made 6%, Eva made like 5%. When you add them up, it becomes like over 16% in just a single week. But it's okay, let me not confuse you. I understand that when you are in our private signals group, that's when you understand most of these things. But now that you're not, maybe it's I'll just let it be like that. But taking a look at US 30, very consistent with this one here. I'm excited. So what happens is that now, you know, obviously price has been, let me just come back here at the daily just to see what the daily is more like. So now looking at US 30, I'm back on the daily time frame. I just need to be able to understand what actually is going on the daily time frame, because if I'm able to see that, there's a high chance that I'll be able to understand the future movement. So yeah, I can simply see that we've got an area of resistance right here, and we had an area of resistance which is right here. But eventually price broke above this area. Normally I put them above my weeks. Price couldn't break it, went down, and here it broke out. You can see that on this daily candlestick it closed above, and as well this next candlestick it didn't break out, close below. But in fact the Friday's close actually did as well reject throughout the structure here, so it didn't close below the structure. What I'm seeing here is price move all the way to the upside up until, yeah, that's more on the daily time frame. So I'm more like saying that you can just buy and leave and go, come back, find it at the top. That's something that can happen. But obviously maybe price can just correct and do certain things which will take you out if you do not have the right risk management strategies. So now let us dive in a bit more deeper to see how you can execute the right trade to have a good risk management strategy. So going all the way down to the 4-hour time frame, let me just see if price is telling me anything that I can work with on the 4-hour. Obviously I can see if I may take my two most significant touches, which is right here and right here. I can simply see that, okay, price is moving more like this. Let me see if I can just try move it a bit more from an area which is similar to this, an area which is similar to right here. Perfect, because this is the most ultimate lower highs and higher lows. So yes, I can see that we are in an upward trend. Obviously, if I may just put this as well, maybe upwards here, it means that price has to come test around here for a third touch on the 4-hour. But it's okay, let me go to the 60-minute and see what we can make out of the 60-minute. Remember guys, the most important thing for you to see the way that I analyze is for you to be able to understand my mindset. I understand that most of you guys are not yet a part of, like, you know, the private signals or the private mentorship, but just with this you can learn so much and you can be ahead of so many, or I can be ahead. But obviously you just need to be putting in the work. If you do not put in the work, it means that you are most definitely not going to be seeing any results anytime soon. Even if you buy the signals, or even if you buy the course, you won't be seeing results, because at the end the results need work to be put in by yourself and not by anyone else. But looking at it, obviously I can see that now price has actually given us this beautiful structure right here, because we have it something more similar to this, and then price eventually just broke out of here impulsively, which is right here. We had this undecided candle followed, and right now we're testing. So with these testing, what I'm seeing is that price is more likely testing. Let me just come put this here. It's more like testing and coming all the way down to because why, I can see that this is where price initially, we had a resistance here, we had a support here, and now price actually broke out of here impulsively, so it can come back here to test massively. So what I'm more likely to do is just buying this move right here as soon as I see any candlestick confirmation, stop loss right below. And then my take profit, let me just see, I think it'll be visible more on the daily time frame, because that's what I drew using. But even if I'm looking to take profit at the first take profit, it's a 3.3% dope, even if I don't go all the way out to here, because most people, they say, I didn't go where you wanted it to go, so you didn't make any profits. Guess what, I made 3% from just this move. But we're going all the way up to 11%, 11.7%, which is something that we can take advantage of. Can take advantage of such a move. But yeah, I'm excited. So let us take a look at US 500. The US 500, same thing happened, but in a much more advanced way. Because why? Looking at it here at the daily, you can see we broke out, we retested, we went up, and we are now coming to take profit. Remember, on the previous videos, if you're not watching, stop right now. Stop and go back to the previous video. I need you guys to do exactly that, because this is what we spoke of. We said prices to go here. And you need to see what the mindset was at that time, because why? It's very important of you to see what I think before these trades play out, when it does play out, and how I still continue to develop that thinking. It's very important, because if you don't, you're watching these videos for entertainment purposes, which is not what I need. But you can see price retested here, went up, hit take profit. We are now approaching take profit. So even now the same thing happened. Right here where we are, all I'll have to do is just maybe go to a 4-hour chart, and eventually just come and have this, be our area of resistance right here. And obviously price came back to retest right here. And now we are going all the way to the upside. We are looking to take profit somewhere around these areas. That's where we are going to be taking profit. But with this, with US 500, in terms of buying, it's the same thing compared to compared to this the US 30 that we saw now. Because why? We have this area right here be our, let me just do this. Didn't see this is that long. Let me just do this. You can see support here, support, resistant, and now where price is at, it's actually we can either find some sort of a support. But if I do happen to find support here, obviously I'm more likely to buy here. Stop loss just below here. I won't put stop loss anywhere below. I'll just have it there and take profit right here, which is at least a 7%. So looking at US 30, that's 11.7. This is a 7%. Total, we're looking at least an 18%. 18% on movements of these two setups. But it's not the cleanest, but it's actually one that actually can bring in some results. So we'll just look into managing it and what happens when it does play out this way. So there's US 30. Let's take a look at you. It's been a while since I actually executed a trade on US 100. I won't lie, guys, it's been maybe a week or 2 weeks. So what happens is that throughout we've been in this cycle here. So I didn't really like the cycle whereby market is just moving up and down, but eventually it broke out. And you can see this was where our resistance was. It came back to retest. Now it's going upwards. So with this, I'm seeing price push all the way upwards, maybe up until an area such as maybe here. So there's still more swing to the upside. I like that because we still have more swing. So we can take advantage of it. Let me just remove these. I was using these to be able to guide me in terms of making some movements or decisions that I needed to make prior. Perfect. Okay, so I can see that what we have here, it's almost like when price has given us an override. So override things that I also teach within the course that we have. So when price is actually impulsed upwards, came back, went up, came back, so we've got sort of like a double bottom type structure. And you can see with the first peak and the second peak, first bottom right here, because why? Let me just show you guys here. First bottom, boom, second bottom, and then so you buy, go all the way upwards with it. But I'm not trying to show you guys how overrides work and stuff. If you want to see that, you have to be part of the team, obviously. But for now, what you can take advantage of is the fact that we are going up. We are going up, because look at this. And let me just put more structure to it. Look at this. This is US 100. I think I'm going to take US 100 and US 30. US 500, I'm going to lay low on it. I won't execute on US 500. I'll instead take a trade on US 30 and US 500. Because why US 100 is actually more even safer. Looking at it, like, you know, I'm just seeing the fact that, like, you know, this is an area right here. And we just came back from, you know, also this area right here, which is right here. So what happens is the price came back, it retested, it broke out, it came back, it retested at this high, which is here. Could have bought here, we would have now been in profits massively if we bought somewhere around here. Stop loss would have been just anywhere below here. Take profit obviously here. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So with price, at least now the advantage is that it actually did confirm to go upwards with us, so we can take advantage of it that way. Imagine so far we've seen that we can secure an easy 6% on US 100, an easy 11% on US 30, and as well an easy 7% on US 500. Now we're going to be looking at GBP JPY, but imagine so far with all that we've seen, what can you do? How far can you be? What implementations can you take today that can be able to help you get further ahead? Remember guys, the most important thing with my YouTube videos is not for entertainment purposes or anything similar to that. And as well, it's not even anything similar to financial advice, but instead it's me showing you how I see the markets. It's me showing you what I'm more likely to do in the markets. And it's me also helping you in terms of knowing what you can do when like troubles come, or when risk, how you can take advantage of risk, how you can actually move forward. But at the same time, you are the one that's going to be doing what? You are the one that's going to learn most of you are the one that's going to take this information, absorb this information, see what's useful for you, see what's not useful for you, and most importantly, you are the one that's going to apply this. And applying it doesn't mean that you apply what I'm doing, but you apply what you've learned by yourself, and you see if it's actually working, and you track down your results. So make sure that you do that. And the first way that you can track if you are applying is to make sure that you hit that like button, and as well comment below. Tell me what it is that you're looking at, and how of what actually are you seeing. Like let's say for instance you're looking at gold, you're seeing a buy because of this. I want to see that, and I believe that most people would be able to see that. And as well subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. But let us continue. So looking at GBP JPY right here in front of me, so what happens is that I am gonna be going to the daily time frame, and as I'm on the daily time frame, I need to be able to understand what's going on, where we're trying to go. And I can see here from the previous structures that we've got this area of resistance that we're trying to target or hit. It's been over years, it's been over 4 years, not even 4 years, it's 4 years, 5, 6 years since we've been here, because it happened on the 2016, and today is it's like literally 6 years since we've been here. And we're coming back to those structures. So what happens is that when we are coming back to those structures, we are now looking at what price is telling us with the current market price, CMP. That's what most people would say. You know, and looking at it, obviously we had this big move upwards, move down, move upwards, but now we are in a much more corrective phase. Even though I understand that we are trying to go upwards with it, this phase that we're in is not as clear, because looking at the daily time frames as well, you can see that price is actually pushing downwards. So it'll need, like, you know, some extra convincing for us in order for us to be able to secure a beautiful trade on it. But what happens is that from my understanding, or from what I'm seeing, I can easily just spot that this is more likely to be an area of support right here. And when it's an area of support, you know, we've got, you know, obviously even maybe somewhere around here being an area of resistance right here, somewhere around right here being an area of resistance, because you can see price has been playing around between here and here for the past, I don't know, like week, no, not even week, for the past month. For the past month, price has been playing between this 169 place and as well 164, somewhere around 163, 164. So what happens is that obviously with what's happening now, I can see that price is moving downwards in a corrective manner. Corrective manner meaning that it's moving downwards more like this. So obviously we are going to be eventually coming up for a third touch. From here, I'm just not too sure if we are going to be seeing that move downwards, then go back up, because if it goes down, that means that there's another third touch here, because there's a second touch, as we can see, first touch, second, third touch, and which is also a first touch, second touch, which would be a third touch, go up. Or maybe price can just easily just go up and then come break down, retest here and then continue going upwards. But remember, we do not control price, but instead we plan for in case this happens. We know how to react. So let's go down on the 1 hour time frame and see if, let's say, what if this happens, how can you take advantage of it? Or if this happens, how can you take advantage of it? And as well, I'm trying to keep this video a bit more short so you can go out and apply instead of wasting time watching this video. But coming down, okay, yeah, I am. I've got this area, first touch, second touch, third touches right here, and with my third touches I can easily just spot that this is like, this is what I'm seeing. I've got this area. So what this is not as clear yet. The only time I would be buying is if price actually happens to break above this area right here. If price breaks above this area, and once it does break, I want to see some sort of support, because if it does break and then retest the support, it means that I can easily now buy because I'm now in this area of support. But if I buy here where I am, it doesn't make sense because of the fact that we came from resistance. We're not on any type of a support, so nothing is supporting price to go upwards. But why should I buy? Unlike unlike if it comes down here, I can buy as well because of it'll be more like a double bottom type structure. But something that I can also use for my advantages is seeing that, but it's not as clear as I'd love it to be. But I can easily just use this as a left shoulder and then more like a head right here and more like right shoulder, depending on where price is gonna be going back. And when it does break above somewhere around here on structures, that's when I can take those buy. But even though it doesn't need me to show like that head and shoulder structure, I can easily just take a buy as soon as price breaks above this line that I have here, because it's more like almost similar to the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders. But that's what I'm looking for on GBP JPY. And as well, we're gonna be taking a buy, go all the way upwards with it, maybe till here, depending on where the breakout. If it broke out above here, obviously I have to put my stop loss somewhere here, but I wouldn't have a 50 pip stop loss on GBP. I'm more likely to have a 30-40 pip stop loss depending on how I caught it, and go all the way up, first take profit, which is 11%. But if it some move like this, which is going to be much more better, because now we are buying at support, which makes perfect sense for me, I'll be able to take profit here, and stop loss maybe somewhere around here 30 pips or maybe somewhere around 40 pips. It's okay, but it's still more over 8% on just the single trade. This brings me back to one time I once sat down with my uncle, and then he was asking me about trading, and I told him everything about trading, what happens, what doesn't happen, and everything. And he mentioned to me that he's actually an analyst, like he focuses on this and that and that and that. And now I took down what he said. He told me so much about news and news reports, what's happening in the country, what, all those things that for me it was a bit irrelevant, or not even irrelevant, but I wouldn't use that to be able to make profits in the markets. But I could actually flip that knowledge into profits if I knew how. But what happens is that, like, normally when you are able to know these information or this news, you know too much to a point that you do not even execute, because knowing too much at the end, you always have to wait for something in order for you to execute, because you have a lot of knowledge. But one thing that I told him, I was like, you know what, uncle, I understand, I know everything that you're saying makes sense, but this is what I'm doing. I'm actually trading, and I know via taking losses, I know via taking wins. I don't know a lot about what's going on in the economy. You can say this and this and that and that. I might not know, and I might look like I don't know as much, but trust me, for the day, maybe find out that I've made 20K or 30K with what I know so far, because I'm a trader, I act in the markets. But you know so much, and for the day you are even down, you didn't make anything with the knowledge that you know. So sometimes it doesn't help to know, but it actually helps to apply. Remember guys, this is something you should be taking home. It helps to apply and not to know. So by this, I'm going to be, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next YouTube video.